Hello and welcome back to Testing Launch Complexes branch, where did the film and bio stuff last time. Oh, and the other thing about the bio was it's been a long time since I played the start of a career because I almost didn't get enough downrange distance for the film contract.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it turns out that
People
for
often,
sorry.
yeah. I mean, those are fuzzy details for the getting the downrange stuff right. Like people remember really precisely how to do the three K contract,
Oh,
but
I don't
not like.
remember that one either.
Oh, fair enough.
My memory is you want to end at an angle of about 35 degrees, but
Yeah, thereabouts.
yeah, it's like the reverse of the case where um, you get maximum range out of like an artillery piece if you fire at like 47 degrees or even higher because it gets to the higher atmosphere faster and
Yeah, it
loses.
depends on your artillery piece.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like 14-inch plus of like, anything from I guess the Colorados on. Well, no, the
Also,
Colorados were 1645s.
surprisingly, not that doesn't matter that much if you're 5 degrees above or below. Too for the 3K contract, like I built a rocket and hand flew it, and I knew I was hitting different degrees all the time, and my final distance on that rocket was, like changing by 50 kilometers or something like that. Not that big of a change.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, I guess because cosines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, all right. Trying to remember what I. Okay, so what? Let me try to remember what I was doing because last night I was crew count, altitude. Did I like randomly complete that crew count of one crew, or did we never? Is there not a crew count of one crew record? There's not a crew count of one crew record. Okay, that makes sense. Uh, okay, so I need better avionics and better tanks to do that. I want to do biosample that is going to take more sounding payload, or this where uh, I guess we'll do the biosample and get more data on the engines. Okay. Staging looks correct. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to implement a setting in KCT where if you edit a vessel, it'll place it back in the build list at the existing slot. Because, man, it's annoying when it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. Although it won't be as bad with launch complexes.
Right, because the list will be... well, I mean, for large chunks of the career, you'll mostly be dealing with one launch. Oh, I guess later on you'll have multiple, but early on this.
Also because, the build lines don't stagger.
Yeah.
The...
Yeah, and I do need to implement that thing. Where there's I think Squirrel was asking for a unified view that shows all the projects underway and when they'll complete. So you can see like this and that instead of switching through multiple LCs here and then also going to this tab and this tab. Because like this alone is not enough.
Yeah, that the LC structure, I mean, it would be kind of ideal if it was more of a tree view rather than a multi-page view, but,
yeah.
work.
Well, it's not just that. You also, there's a lot of cases in the code where you need a concept of the currently active LC. So for example, if I go to recover a vessel, where do I recover it to?
I mean, a tree view still lets you select things.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. I was thinking a tree view where you could be showing multiple at a time.
Yeah. No, I mean, so if you had a tree view with LCs and then launch plants and like all the craft staggered under the right heading, so to speak, you could still pick an LC by clicking the heading for that LC.
Right. Right. I just think it would be much less obvious which one is active. Hey, Fast Fire Guy. Hey, Raiders.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I mean, it depends how you make your heading. Like if you make it a nice big bezeled button, then it's easy to see which one you've got active.
Yeah.
But even more UI work, so
yes.
I'm not expecting any of that.
yes. All right. I guess I'll take some more researchers. We're already at quite a lot of money. And 80 researchers. Let's go to 85. We're gradually increasing our efficiency.
Not the easiest thing in the world to read the font on your on the UIs in your game.
Yeah, because I run in 2560 and Twitch is capped at 1080p, I assume.
No, the source is at 1600p. It's just, still small font, and I've got other things on my screen. And
oh, yes. Okay. That, and also, like, my upload kind of sucks because it's cable.
yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, this could definitely not be as fuzzy as it is.
Yeah.
Because I've got, I mean, the chat window has just a slightly smaller font, but it's much clearer. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, it's Beastie1. And yes, that was how I knew because I tested in my dev save rather than my actual working save. And my dev save didn't have researchers. So the other backwards compat stuff worked, but the researchers back compat stuff did not. Turns out you need to use the same variable names. You can't change variable names midway through. Okay, so that's fine. So now we can do a thing. I want to see if this works correctly. So we're going to move 5 people away from you, and you're at 72% efficiency. Okay, now that's going to complete pretty fast. Now we're going to take you away again and put you back over here. And we dropped to 70%, which I think is still better than we otherwise would have dropped. Let me just quick do the math. 30 times 0.74 plus 5 times 0.5 is 24.7 over 35 is 71. And, oh, no, it looks like it's not working right. That or I waited too long.
How long did he work? It didn't seem that long.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's exactly what we're talking about because I only took 5 workers away.
Right.
So, of course, it went below 30 very quickly. And then,
30. I mean, 5 workers out of 35 is when we're talking about a very large number, it made sense. But when that's still an appreciable percentage of 35. How long did you work? I didn't actually catch it. Only a few
like
days.
30 days,
I guess
20 days. Uh, and in fact, it takes only 3 days before you're at 30. If you start from 35 and take 95% of it 3 times, you get down to 30. So yeah, that needs some additional thought.
you're taking off. Yeah, that's 5% per day. That's pretty fast.
It's pretty fast, but it goes down to 0. It takes about 90 days to go down to 0.
Yeah, but you're never going down to 0.
Yeah, it is when you're doing a modify.
Um, so I thought your base efficiency was 25 or 50. I don't know. Or is this 0 that we're talking about
Oh,
now?
the 0. No, so miscommunication. Uh, I'm tracking the last number, the effective number of personnel, not some efficiency thing. So when you take 5 people away, it
Right. So
it
35, it takes 90 days.
no
Percent.
from any number to 0, it takes 90 days. But from 35 to 30, it takes 3 days
Oh, because you're using another. Yeah. Okay.
because it's a decay. Whereas if you decay only off the delta, then you run into issues the other way.
The other way being.
Uh, Being that if I take 5 workers away from 500 workers and are left with 495 workers, feels weird that I can add 5 workers back, 45 days from now and not lose really any efficiency by it. I guess it doesn't feel that bad. I don't know.
I mean,
I
it
had a
doesn't feel
counter.
that bad to the player, but
Yeah.
I can see your. I mean, yeah, it should definitely matter. I mean, it should definitely decay away quicker when the amount of workers is relatively small. But 3 days to decay out from a
Yeah,
35
like
to
that's
30.
clearly wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, worry about that math later.
Yep. Okay. So I can't I should not have done that trick. That definitely cost me some build time on the other thing, but hey, it's fine. Um, and besides which, I still didn't wait long enough. I should have waited until there were only about 10 days left. All right, so now we're going to edit this. Yeah, that's correct. Rush building is real bad now. It's not as bad as you think because, again, the rush build it takes 10% off of your efficiency, so goes 50 to 45 rather than 50 to 40. But you are still doing bad things.
You go below 25 that way.
Yeah, you can go down to 0 that way. Well, I mean, you can never go down to 0 because,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But you can go down infinitely close to 0. Nope, that's the wrong one.
If you're losing 10% of your efficiency, does the rush build do the same thing it used to do, like in terms of applying to the rocket?
Uh, no, it does not. That is another math problem.
Okay. What does it do now? The updated version. If you don't know off the top of your head, don't worry.
No, it does the same thing it did before, which is it rushes 10%.
Yeah,
Like it lops off 10% of the remaining BP.
right. So
Um,
essentially, you traded 10% of your efficiency to speed up by 10%. So you're 10% faster, but 10% slower, and now your efficiency is permanently nerfed. So
yes,
you
yes,
got nothing.
yes, basically. So yeah, we maybe want to do 20% each rush, or 5% efficiency loss, or I don't know. I feel like 5% efficiency loss you kind of won't notice. That's like 2 to 3 points early on. And then you're back to the meta of just rushing a lot. Like
I mean, it still
I
costs
think each
money.
yes, but I think you want each rush click to have a big efficiency cost, which means it probably needs to also give you a big boost. All right, so this is the update, and oh, that's right. I have to I have to unlock the X2 cockpit first.
Does it still cost money to rush too?
Yes, it just doesn't cost all that much. I mean, I guess it sort of does. Yeah, basically that all needs to be rebalanced.
All right, no worries. Details.
Oh, that's obnoxious. Why is it showing? Yeah, that's a. I wish KSP didn't do that. Like it's a part upgrade. It shouldn't show the right click menu. We're just using this for an icon. Let's see. Do we want? Yeah, I think we want high altitude flight, which has a minimum altitude. Oh no, it's just over 40 kilometers. Yeah, that'll be fine to
It's the
start with.
max too, essentially. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean it. Yes, if you go over 140 kilometers, you have a bad time. But okay, and now I can edit this. And we load the J3. And I think we still want, yes, we want supersonic science still. Oh, no, it may have the wrong thing. Yes, it's Mach 2 flight now. We want supersonic flight. Okay. Oh, right. Engine. Oh, that's interesting. Of course. It's a different J57. Yes, because Kirk added the earlier J57. Let's just check. Ooh, that shifted the center of mass forward. Let's see how we do with FAR.
Or another couple of good engines that got added. I don't know if they got moved around later too, though.
Which ones were you thinking of?
It was some Soviet engine that unlocked either in this node or the next one.
Oh, the RD-19? Probably. RD-9B, sorry. Not RT-19. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yak 25, 26, 28, and MiG-19. Powered the Yak 28? That's interesting. I did not know that. Although I think I would want to use two of them instead of a single J58.
Yeah.
Which would require redesigning this plane, and the
What's
point
the
is...
J58's claimed Mach top number? Yeah, it's the same, so I don't know. I think one of them was different, but it's been a while since I've touched that stuff, so don't
Yeah,
quote me
this
on
this will only do Mach 1.5.
Yeah, the claim numbers don't
Yeah,
always match up to the real numbers. I mean, they always let you go significantly over, but some of them let you go significantly over more than others.
yeah. My memory is that Kirk made this thing thermally pretty dead. Uh, yeah, okay. I guess I'll just deal with a fairly tough takeoff roll. Like, how bad would it be if I... How bad would it be if I move the gear forward in FAR terms?
Usually, gear don't actually have very much impact at all on your, despite the size, the apparent size of the model.
0.256. Yeah, that's very little. That's very little difference.
More than I expected, though.
Yeah, that's considerably worse. And the reason for that is because we need this to be a drag body to give us a little extra area right before the tail starts. Anyhow. All right, that'll do. Now let's try saving edits. Oh. Wait, seriously? I don't have access to the intake yet? Oh, that's right, because this is the... Yeah, I don't have access to that intake yet. Uh, what is the area? 0.45, 0.3, and this needs 0.267. All right, so that's fine. And let's see what that did to the wave drag. Even worse. All right, whatever. Good enough. All right, because yeah, I don't normally get right. In my last campaign, I didn't get access to the J57 until the next node. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start some X-plane training. Okay, that is an appropriate time to prep for air launch. Experimental rocket planes. Okay, so hold at 320. between 10 km and 12.5 km. Okay. And let's make it nice midday. And air launch. Distance. What's probably like 250? I guess we can always go around.
Yep. Plus, your rocket engine might not light. I was shade this one lower. You can glide an awful long distance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that thing is going to light. And if it doesn't, I'll just land on the shore.
There.
Those are... That's reciprocal, yeah. All right. Let's try it. Oh, I wish Scatterer and Eve didn't have that issue. Not Scatterer, Parallax and Eve didn't have that issue.
Yeah, that's not very attractive.
No. And it, like, even trying to disable it for Earth doesn't seem to fix it.
That's odd.
Yeah, it's very annoying. I gotta ask on the thread.
I'll look now.
Yeah.
Deluxe giving you anything on Earth?
No, not really. I mean, it is notionally giving some subdivision, but not enough for me to notice.
You can just uninstall it until you start going to the moon.
I mean, yeah, but I like having a stable set of mods. But you're right, I could do that. I also really need to look at why it's not disableable. All right, let's get some speed and then go for a zoom climb. Yeah, it should have been way more than 200 kilometers, so we'll have to go around. It's fine.
I kind of learned to do for these approaches is to do kind of like a double bounce where I'd go up to about 25 kilometers and then pitch down and then pitch back up.
Interesting.
It doesn't matter as much at the surface velocity you're doing now, but for when you're doing like even higher climbs,
Yeah.
get an appreciable amount of lower drag by being at 25 versus at 20.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why is it locking me to 15 degrees angle of attack?
If you have AA on and have the
Oh, no, I'm at full pitch deflection.
oh, yeah, that would do it too. Looks like you started your zoom climb too early.
Yep, because don't have RCS and down to 700 pascals.
What was your target?
I just wanted to be as long as possible over 40 kilometers.
You'll get 15 seconds, 20 seconds up here.
Oh, more than that. We've already been up here for 15, 20 seconds. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. That was not very long. So yeah, I made the wrong choice on what experiment to put on. I forgot that this is the pressure-fed version and therefore sucks. We did get a bunch of records though.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Cape. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Gonna bleed off speed real slow. Like, I could pop the spoilers and dive, but I don't really want to do that because I'm still at almost 30 kilometers.
Or you could pop the spoilers and not dive just to bleed off more speed
True.
more quickly.
Okay, now at least we're under Mach 2. Yeah, mouse aim flight is just so nice and smooth. It's good enough that I have not actually hooked up my HOTAS.
Yeah, I don't think I can really go back to playing planes without it. I mean, other than like when I was playing regular KSP and just putting reaction wheels and things.
I mean, yeah, but that just doesn't. It's a,
I mean, no, I mean I was flying it without reaction wheels because I was doing a whole lot of
yeah,
propeller plane testing for a lot and getting those balanced, which was fun. But
yeah,
yeah, mouse aim flight does it's really nice.
yeah. I mean, for that, I would just actually plug in a HOTAS. If I for some reason I were stuck without mods, which perish the thought. Okay, let's line up for reals. Sync rate was a little high. That wasn't anywhere near 10 degrees, I don't think.
Yeah, 10 degrees is a really bad landing.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 degrees is way more than that. Hey, I got 0.2 science for that.
Congrats.
Yeah, I got the bonus. Yeah, that recovery time still feels like it's not long enough. Yeah, going to be a while before we can do that contract again. But going to edit and change out the thing to not be high altitude.
I mean, with a later zoom climb, you probably would have gotten minute up there.
Yeah, but that's way less than what I would want.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get more Mach 2 science
Yeah.
per flight.
Yeah, we'll get Mach 2 science and let the other one do Mach 1 science. Interesting that it doesn't refurb the engine. I thought it automatically refurbed if you brought it and edited it, but maybe not.
No, now you don't refurbish the engine, because if you do refurbish the engine, slap on a new one, pay for the updated engine
Right, but there's no way to do that other than removing and re-adding the engine.
or reloading the craft.
Yeah, let's see what difference this makes.
Pretty significant.
Yes, I would say so. So I have to edit it and not save the craft file, right?
You can save the craft file. I mean, you can save the craft file to a new craft file, and it will save the fact that the engine is partially burnt.
Yeah, which I don't want to do.
Why not? I mean, what are you editing a craft file for anyway?
Changing from high altitude to Mach 2,
Oh,
which I wanted to apply to the craft file, but because Kerbalism is all kinds of weird, I can't easily edit the craft file by hand. So,
why?
because it's like all
Oh,
GUIDs and stuff.
I mean, you can edit the one in your hangar, and you can also edit the one you've got saved.
Oh, I see what. Yes, I see what you mean. Yes, I can load that separately and
Yeah.
So many scene changes. Okay.
Shouldn't have to agree to the terms and service of Steam every time I activated a product on here.
I thought the terms and... Oh. Oh, you mean the... Yes. Yeah. I know what you mean now.
Bought another Ukraine charity bundle and
Ah, yeah.
clicking through like,
There's a lot of them.
yeah, 100% sure I'm never going to play most of these games.
Right, but that's only about 20% of why you buy the thing.
Yeah.
All right, guess it's time to fly another... I accepted the bio mission, didn't I? Surely I did. Yes, I did. Okay. And we can hire more researchers now. God, our burn rate is so high. $115 million a year.
Hilarious that you're complaining about this.
I mean, yes. Yes, it's a very physician heal thyself moment.
Yesterday I had a producer that complained about the scheduling of a meeting that they scheduled.
Reminds me, I have to send out a meeting invite tomorrow. Because we don't have producers to do that dirty work.
It's not.
All right. Gonna duplicate you. So I have you ready to go.
I will say I kind of approved that strategy though, so that's okay.
Okay, up we go.
Like there's just too many video games out there.
There are indeed a lot of video games. Oh, I know what happened with MechJeb. It's limiting throttle. Do not want. At least it's not limiting throttle the wrong way. Okay. What? I turned off limited throttle and it turned off my throttle.
MakeJump loves turning off your throttle. When in doubt, shut off your throttle.
Yes.
I guess that makes sense in stock,
Yes.
but
Yes. RP-1 is all about adding consequences.
now Steam is complaining about how I've activated too many things. Great.
What the heck is going on? Oh, I know what I turned off. I did that wrong. I turned off keep it over and not limit acceleration. That is why MechJeb is killing my throttle. I did exactly the wrong thing. Had I not touched anything, I would have been fine. That seems wrong for drag losses. Now it's okay. Yes, we were subsonic. That's why. That's why drag was so low.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there is the weird bug with far and reverting, so that's what I was worried about.
Usually drag increases when I revert, but
All right, so now we have to start spinning up. That went better. Now I broadly have remembered how to launch this rocket. Okay. Taking photographs of the shores. Then we're going to take photographs of the forest. And in ECEF, it's almost a direct shot up.
I have been reading the chat. It's BC1. There was some decent games in there, and it's not like I wouldn't play any of them, except I have plenty of games I already want to play, and yeah, just not enough time to do it. Also, I don't know what maintenance cost in high school is referring to. So,
It was the meme of this is what so and so looked like in high school, and look at them now.
oh, okay.
Let's hope we don't burn up on reentry.
Those film return capsules have an absurdly high uh, skin temp limit, so you're probably okay.
Yeah.
Not want to warp through this section of
Oh,
the
yeah.
fleet?
I can. Yes.
Curious.
Get more altitude records, and probably get a speed record on the way down.
This is a very, very high altitude flight.
Yes.
Is this required by the contract or just
No. 120 kilometers was required by the contract. I wanted to burn the things to exhaustion and get as much hang time as I could on the biosample.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
But yeah, the G loading and the heat on this reentry are going to be kind of bad. .400 kilometers and then 500 kilometers. And here we go.
It's not like 1950s film was temperature sensitive, right?
How did we end up over the water? Oh, I missed the fireworks because I was in map view. Clearly we survived. Was our max Gs? 24 Gs.
Yeah, I think that part has like a 700 Celsius limit or something like that.
700 Celsius?
Well, yeah, 1073.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those.
Kelvin.
Yeah. Which is apparently the standard thing that we do for stuff, which if memory serves us about I think that's rather higher than when aluminum starts to melt.
Much.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean the part was made of. Well, the skin was made of aluminum. It's pretty big not to be made of aluminum, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just reusing the goo or the matte bay or whatever the heck it is. We really need real science parts.
Oh, I think a lot of Kerbal stuff is like 1800 Celsius. Like, I don't know. It was.
Oh yeah, no, like yes, they're nuts. They're either 1800 or like 3600. Okay.
Yeah. Aluminum melts at 660 Celsius. Higher than I thought, but I know it's very, very, very weak. For a few.
Yeah, it
Celsius
weakens. It
before that.
weakens earlier. Yeah, I remember looking this up for some reason. My memory is it's one of those weird cases where I think the weakening temperature in Fahrenheit is about the same as Kelvin or something. It's one of those weird convergences. Man, the air has not slowed down our roll much at all.
I mean, that's always true.
Yeah, it seems wrong.
I don't think it's that wrong for just a couple of minutes of flight. I mean, it should slow down a bit, but I don't think there's anything that would slow down. There's no drag that would slow this down simulated right now.
Telling me you're spinning something at uh, fifth. What is that? Um, almost 200 RPM.
Yeah, you're spinning something almost 200 RPM that's not touching anything but air. Wouldn't slow down that much over the course of a minute if it's a relatively heavy something, which is this is I don't know
Yeah,
a couple
and
hundred
it's perfectly
kilo.
round. Like if it doesn't
Yeah,
have
it's
any
perfectly
protrusions. Yeah.
obviously perfectly round, limited number of protrusions, not much greebling on there. So I don't expect it would slow down that much. It would slow down some, and there's not, like I said, there's nothing in our game that's slowing that down for any reason.
No, that's not true. There is some aerodynamic angular drag.
Dynamic drag on a single part that's rotating on its axis.
Yeah. Yeah, part that angular drag. Yeah, the last vestige of the pre-aerodynamics rework.
Well, it must be infinitesimal because it didn't seem like that was slowing down at all.
Yeah, I think Farg mostly gets rid of it.
Oh, you were asking in stock. Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah, far decreases, but it's still there. All right, so we got most of the science out of that. And we got a bunch from forests. But we need more from the shores. So we need to not arc over as much left. And we get more free hires because, man, we have a lot of science. Which makes me think that we really need to turn down the science early on.
Yeah, I don't entirely disagree with you, although it does make it. I mean, there are people who would play with like half science on, and then kind of hurt them a lot. But yeah, you're right. It could still be reduced significantly.
Yeah, even on hard, like, I wasn't hurting for science even when I was playing on hard. And I should be
Well,
hurting
that
for science if I'm playing on hard.
hard is only 80%.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it really? I thought it was 60.
I think the cash
Because we
multiplier
balance.
is 60 and the moderate cash multiplier is 80, but I think the science on moderate is 100, and
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah. That much science and that much research, and I'm already starting to snowball. Like these are unlocking way too fast.
Yeah.
Even with the halving of research rates again.
Maybe those early nodes should cost twice as much. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Art of Stuttering is right that like you do have to sort of know what you're doing. Although, like, I'm not trying to scum biomes much. Like, I did try to get forest that time, but Like if you just launch straight up and you get shores and water, you're fine.
Yeah. Plus, there is a big delta for the people who don't gather crew science from planes.
Yes, because we try to counteract that with funds, but we don't. My memory is that the no planes doesn't do anything about science.
Yeah, because they don't have to.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of science.
Right, which is I think a sign that if we don't have to, that's a sign that there's too much science.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah. All right, so recondition the pad. And I think it's probably time to start considering another launch complex. Because, like, let me see how heavy my downrange monstrosity was.
Be able to do downrange on 15 tons.
Yeah, but I'm going to need a bunch of tech for it.
Yeah.
Let's see, which one is this? Is this the... I think this may be the downrange thing. Nope. Still no. This is my downrange rocket from last time. And it is 15.7 tons there, but yeah, just barely within the limits, 14.7 tons. Are these steel? Yeah. And that's steel. And that's steel. Okay, so I could literally just build this now. Yeah, so I could have done downrange a while ago, I guess. Oh, I'm not using 0.5? So here's what we're going to do instead. It's 45.3 seconds. All right, that saved a bunch. All right, let's see if I can do this. I probably should use classic ascent to get something repeatable here. But
Probably depends how tight your margins are.
I mean, my margins are random because these are pressure-fed engines.
Yeah, but I mean, how far below how much margin gap do you have? I mean, you're not, probably didn't build this to be within the range of where the random would
No.
give you yeah.
Oh, yeah, this was a crappy ascent. Yeah, I'm going to let classic ascent do it. And in particular, we want to be at 35 degrees by 22 kilometers, 23 kilometers probably.
At 30 degrees, sorry for your rocket. But sorry, did you
Yeah.
say 30 degrees at 22 kilometers?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to be at 35 degrees at burnout.
Yeah, which is going to be not that much more because I was down to. So I wasn't turning enough, and I was at 20 kilometers, and I only had like 15, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, but those 15, 20 seconds, you get up to like 40, 45.
Okay.
All right, sorry, are you flying this with an RD?
No, I'm
Sorry,
flying it with
A4?
an A4.
Okay.
All right, so I'll take your word for it. Here we go.
I'm surprised you have an unaerodynamic second stage. I mean, even your previous one was unaerodynamic with an A4.
Yes, because I was saving on tooling and
Oh
spinning
no,
up is
even your
sufficient.
previous one was unaerodynamic before you saved on tooling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When I built this, I was
Oh, okay.
saving on tooling because that's the same diameter as the main tank.
Gotcha.
And spinning up was sufficient. Oh, except I didn't edit the engines to be closer together, so that's kind of going to screw me over.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be ended up 35 because you have a double engine second stage.
Yep. Yeah.
Still shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's also that I need to stabilize long enough before burnout to spin up.
Fair enough.
So I can't just.
And turn it. Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, I'm using 3 of these things. Okay, that's interesting. That was an interesting life choice.
Does seem like you have overkilled Delta V.
I mean, yeah, given the whole
Not
pressure
that
fed.
much.
Well, given the whole pressure fed thing, I do. That's probably actually like 63, 6400, if not more.
Yeah, true.
But I definitely want the margin.
I ride the line at exactly around. I mean, 6,000 does it.
Yeah, which means you probably only need like 5850 in MechJeb stats, maybe 5900. All right, so this is going to be a pretty aggressive. Oh, also this should be less than that, probably 30. Yeah, this is not going to end well, is it? How did I manage to do this?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, I can go back and look at my Twitch stream on YouTube and see how I did this. Because, like, clearly I did this somehow. Um,
That rocket derped out pretty hard when you let that go. Did you? No, there's no. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't work. Sorry, I was thinking there. Wait, do you have rockets? You have some solids on there somewhere. Where are those solids located that are currently at your 0th stage?
I have solids.
It looked like.
Oh, I have solids to separate. Yeah, I have solids to do that stage separation. All right, so I
Okay.
think. I mean, I'm sure I had numbers that I can go back and look at.
I could aim for 40. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we need to be even lower for that. Because crucially, we need to be holding at 40 for at least 5 to 10 seconds before burnout. Also, I wasn't using Precipia before, and that does interesting things to angular momentum. Yeah, art of stuttering, you're right. Yes. Principia does make a difference. Here we go. Nope. No, it's just the dynamic pressure is too high to try to do that.
Hmm. Maybe when you adjusted your first stage, sorry, your third stage, you also adjusted your center of mass. You moved it backward, and your center of drag is still
Yes.
pretty far forward with that long ass fairing.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
like
that
sort
would
of
have
a
made it
frame
slightly
differential.
worse. Yes, that would have made it slightly worse. You're not wrong. Don't think it's enough to matter because it's already insanely unstable regardless. Because the mass of this drastically outweighs the mass of that. And that's basically at the back of the stage. But yes, that would not have helped.
Yeah. I mean, if it was on the cusp, maybe, but yeah, not that it matters
Yeah,
that much.
I think some of this is for sure is a Principia change. So
Nice.
I probably need to just give up on the idea of spin stabilization for this aggressive a descent, an ascent.
I just put some little wings on there.
Not so little, cause yeah, they basically need to be down here, and that's the only part of the stage. Like this is interstage.
Okay, good point.
All right, so we'll just do 45 degrees, and maybe just the fact that we have enough delta V is going to make it fine. Um, and then I should just give up on this level of stupid and tech up and do it the real way. With just two stages and an aerodynamically stabilized second stage.
Yeah, there's a reasonable chance of failure with that many whacks involved.
Yeah. I mean, even apart from the other causes of failure.
Right.
I mean, it's 4x ASR1s, so it's not as bad as it could be. But
God. My typical 3K rocket is 2x and an A4. Well, 2x and an
yeah,
RD-100, but
yeah. Almost, but not quite. Yeah. Yeah, this is just not a thing that is going to work.
No. Why Principia has to mesh with angular momentum that much?
Because otherwise it's not conserved. And that violates laws of physics, and egg is the physics police. What the heck? Oh. All right, that's still probably not statically stable, but it's better than it was. And it cost us over 100 meters per second of delta V.
It could probably strip down the wing strength on that significantly. So you're not going to be banking with this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're defaulting to. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see how you work.
Same police, art of stuttering.
I mean, physics is fun.
That's true.
Still need to spin stabilize at some because that final stage is obviously not going to have any fins. I mean, I could give it fins, but I'd have to go back to the other kind of tank.
Release altitude for that final stage is really high, though.
Yeah, but it definitely needs some level of spin stabilization because otherwise it's like it has to be spinning at least a little.
Yeah, a little, but not for aerodynamic purposes.
Right. Right. Yeah, so the RPMs can be way lower. Interesting. Still not enough. Yeah, it's that honkin' huge fairing.
Yeah. Did you already pay to tool it?
Yep, long time ago. I've been using that on every one of these rockets.
Okay.
But there's another way of doing this.
Make your inner stage very long and narrow. Oh, okay, yeah. Just pay for that.
And then these need to get How do you... Oh, there we are. It's down here. Oh, we literally can't make it higher than that. So it still requires tooling. But the diameter is already tooled, so who cares? Why is it not letting me sweep? I assume because something is nanning. Yes, it's failing to voxelize. Why is it failing to voxelize? Not sure.
I need to sleep.
Okay.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Night. This ended up looking very much like an air-to-air missile. Also, why are we so screwed up? That seems super weird. Why is it doing that? We. Yeah, apparently we've broken classic ascent. This makes no sense. Yeah, okay. So far is nanning, which is why everything's broken. So I think this is as good a time as any to call it quits. So I will try again tomorrow. Probably have to end up building a more conventional thing rather than just reusing from last game. And I'll see you tomorrow. Night.